Welcome to Reasons for Roots. My name is Lauren, and I'm a homeschool mom to 4 kids, ages 16, 15, 10, and 4. And so today I wanted to give you just a few quick reasons why we love Heart of Dakota. So Heart of Dakota is a new curriculum to me, okay? So it's been around a long time, but I just found it last year when I was looking for curriculum choices. And it had several things that struck my attention. Actually, I almost didn't end up using it because of the price. It is kind of pricey, but it is a whole curriculum. So keep that in mind too when you look at the price. I mean, you're getting a lot for your money. So the price almost scared me off, but I'm so glad it didn't. I'm so glad that I decided to go ahead and use this curriculum. So the first reason why I love Heart of Dakota is it is Charlotte Mason inspired. So if you've been around the homeschool world, you've probably heard the name Charlotte Mason. And for me, I didn't really find that method until I had already started my homeschool journey, and that's another story. But I was always intrigued by it. I would watch videos about it. I would listen to podcasts. I would read books about it. I was very intrigued with the Charlotte Mason method, but I just could not, for the life of me, pull it all together and use the method. I was just struggling with that. So when I found Heart of Dakota, it was such a relief to me because you have a guide, and in that guide, it tells you exactly how to do dictations, narrations. It tells you which books to read with what, and for me, that was such a help. It's very open and go, which is my second reason why I love it. Not only is it Charlotte Mason inspired, and it makes it easy for those of us who maybe are new to Charlotte Mason to use it, it is extremely open and go. Like, I've heard a lot of the curriculums claim that they're open and go, and this one by far has been the easiest to use. And if you're like me, I try to make it harder than it is. So at first I tried to write out different schedules, different this, and then once we got into it, I'm like, this is so simple. You just follow the boxes that they have laid out for you. They tell you what pages the children need to read that day, what pages you need to read to them that day. I mean, and they have little abbreviations of the books for them and for you, so you can know what's going on. I mean, it's so simple. It is so simple, and it is so easy to use, and that has been a big help to me. 2 of my children are using Heart of Dakota this year, and I have found it a tremendous help in our homeschool to have something that is so open and go. Okay, so not only is it Charlotte Mason inspired, not only is it extremely easy to use, it's open and go, it is very rich. It is the richest curriculum that we have ever used. We have used a lot of different curriculums trying to figure out what suits us, what suits me, what suits our home, what suits them. And out of everything I've ever tried with my children, this is the richest curriculum I have found. And so what do I mean by rich? I mean that it covers just so many great topics. It pulls out things that I probably would have missed. It ties in art projects. It has a Shakespeare study. It has an art study. It has poetry. It has like church history. It pulls out so much great details that I think sometimes we skip over, especially in a traditional method. And so it has been a huge blessing in that aspect. I feel like my children are getting a well-rounded education using Heart of Dakota. And my last thing, my favorite thing about Heart of Dakota is how Christ-centered it is. I use all biblical based curriculum since we started. Everything I use refers back to God. So I'm not talking about just referring back to God every once in a while. This curriculum centers around Christ and what he has done for us and how we should live our lives for him. And it does that by scheduling daily Bible devotions for the children. It has, so it ties in church history with history, and I love that. But I just love how it points out so many great things about Christ, and even using rod and staff English, it's very Christ-centered. So every aspect about it is Christ-centered, and that is one of my favorite things about it. I believe that my children are being rooted in the Word of God and in the love of Christ, and that is my goal as a homeschool mom. That's my reason, for homeschooling is for roots, reasons for roots. And so I'm so excited to see that grow in my children. Even my younger guy, my kindergarten-ish guy, my 5-year-old, I see him growing in the Lord, and it's such a blessing to my heart to see that and to know that the Lord has given us this curriculum and to use to help disciple my children. So those 4 things, the Charlotte Mason method, the open and go, the richness and the Christ-centeredness of this curriculum make it worth it. I wish somehow that Heart of Dakota was more publicized. I feel like not enough people know about it. So I've been telling all my friends, all my local people in my co-op about Heart of Dakota because it truly is amazing. And my high schoolers will use it next year. And I was a little nervous to jump into it for high school. So I wanted to get 1 year under my belt using it before we used it for high school. But I can't wait to use it for my older boys as well next year. And we are 7 weeks into it. So we have a good taste for it. And there is nothing I would change with this program. It is absolutely phenomenal. I will link their website down below. They have a great website that explains everything very well. And I'll just give you a quick rundown about what it looks like when you order something from Heart of Dakota. And so when you order from Heart of Dakota, when you go to their website, you will be able to choose which program you want to use. So this is not a grade-based program. It is an age range or skills-dependent program. So for my 10-year-old 5th grader, she is using the Resurrection to the Reformation. Now this is, I say a lot of people use this for like 6th and 7th grade. And in my opinion, it is more of a 6th grade curriculum. But my daughter is a very good reader. My boys would not have been able to do this curriculum in 5th grade. But she can, and she's doing well with it. And so it is, it tells you like 10 to 12 years old for this program. And then you can look at the skills it teaches. Then for my little guy, I'm using Little Hearts for His Glory, and it's for 5 to 7-year-olds. It has worked extremely well for my 5-year-old. And, but since I did use it so early on, I will have a gap in his education with Heart of Dakota. So I'll have a gap year, meaning there'll be 1 year that I cannot use Heart of Dakota just because I used Little Hearts for His Glory for kindergarten instead of for 1st grade. So if that makes sense. So you just have to kind of pick a program, one that suits your children and suits, your need. I'll just say that they suggested me start my daughter with Creation to Christ, but I knew she would not like it at all because she just studied that last year. And they tell you not to worry about that, but I just know her well enough to know that she would not have hung in with me. She would not have liked it as well. And so I wanted it to be good. I wanted it to be fresh, and I wanted it to be exciting for her. So I just moved her up 1 level, and she's done great so far. No problems at all. So you pick a program. Then you can add in your basic package, which is your read alouds. So you have like your economy package that has everything you need to use the program. Then you have add-ons, okay? So like for Resurrection to Reformation, there was an add-on for Shakespeare, so we did that. There was also an add-on for like the Bible CD. We did that as well. Then the story time, or they call it the basic package on their website, which is just the read alouds. And we purchased that. You can also add science, you can do their math, and you can also do their English. We do their English, but we use Rod and Staff for math. When they use, I think they use Singapore. I might be wrong. I'm not sure. You might want to check that out. But we don't use their math, and we didn't use their science this year, but we will use their science next year. It's my plan anyway. So you can you can just make it fit to your family, and that's another great reason to choose Heart of Dakota, is that it's so flexible. You can just bend it and move it any way you need it to fit into your homeschool. So I don't use their science and I don't use their math. We do use their English, but I don't use it the way that is written in the guide, okay? I use it a different way. So we use Rod and Staff English, but we don't use it the way it's scheduled in her book. So you can make it any way you want, and it still is very open and go, even when you do that. So on the website, after you choose all of that, it just goes through the list of add-ons for you. And I think the list of add-ons gets a little deeper with each guide. So there's a little more add-ons for each guide because your children are getting older. But you just want to go through each box on their website and make sure you have everything you need. And the people at Heart of Dakota are so super nice. They have great, wonderful, wonderful customer service. I had a book that was back ordered, and I was just really impressed by their customer service. Their shipping is really fast. So I just encourage you to check out Heart of Dakota. It is a wonderful curriculum.